Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I kinda miss talking in my videos. Probably you've noticed that recently I was uploading more kind of spirited tutorials. So yeah, today I decided to do kind of like a chatty video while I'm editing this beautiful image of Hannah that I've done the other day. So we were doing a portraiture photo shoot for this beautiful lady, and we were using a beautiful headpieces made by Belinda, which I will show in my description box below, link to her page where you can see all the beautiful pieces that she does. It's absolutely amazing and I was honored to use it in this photo shoot. So let's get started with editing. So the first thing I want to do is to get rid of some of the things in this image that is eye capturing, because I want to keep all the main focus on a model. So I will grab spot healing brush, just lower the size, and I'm going to delete some of these things on the background. So pretty much it's not that much. And then I will take a patch tool and just smoothen the area here, maybe like so. Take a clone. Alright, so I'll merge my layers. Next I will work on a skin. I will go back again to spot healing brush. So in this image Hannah has already full coverage makeup, which is really easy for me in terms of editing. So her skin is pretty much all nice and smooth, just except small blemishes here and there, which I can remove with spot healing brush, like so. And then I will take patch tool, make separate layer, and just remove these areas here, just to smoothen it, and here as well. So I just wanted to mention really quickly, when you're using a patch tool, when you're selecting the area that you want to be replaced, just don't go too far. Like for example, if I selected here, I want this area to be selected, I'm just looking for a similar spot beside it, because pretty much it's going to bring the pixels from here where you going to take it from, basically. I hope I'm explaining myself pretty clear. So for example, this spot here, I'm looking for the same shadow tones, you know, color tones, so I'm going to drag it just here. So here we go. I'll try to show you more closer example, maybe here. So if you go to darker one, you see it's bringing dark spots, so we don't need that. We need something similar to the place that we need to be replaced. Okay, so I will go back again to spot healing brush, and probably I'm going to speed it up here. There we go, maybe a little bit here. So this area here on the elbows, I usually use two ways to do that. So once I'm finished with my skin, I'm going to flatten the image, now create a new layer. And there are two ways. You can take a normal brush, change the size, and put opacity to 50, and then just holding Alt key, select an area and then brush over it, like so. Or, I'll go back now, or you can go here and take mixer brush tool And as well, my opacities here are much lower than 50. I usually keep them around like 15, 16, not more than 20 for all of them. So what I do is hold Alt key. I will select the area here. So it's pretty much like a clone tool, but it's smoothing it. As you can see, you see how it's smoothing. So I'll lower the size, just go over the edges. So this is before and this is after. So this one here is all right. So yeah, you can do the same to the face as well. For example, when you have uneven shadows on a face from the sun, you can use technique of mixed, what was the name for it? Of mixed brush tool, yeah. Okay, so we've done with the skin. Okay, now I wanna do some things to the hair using spot healing brush. I just wanna delete this small hair that is kind of like a sticking out, and here as well, because in the end, when I will be sharpening the image, all the single hair will become too bright, and I don't want them to be too much in focus. So I'm going to just remove it. Try to remove some here. As much as I can. Okay. Like sometimes when you have a background that has a lot of texture in it, it's quite hard to remove all the hair. So I'll go to new layer and I'll take stamp tool, lower my passive, or lower my flow to maybe 50, and just, oops, just selecting pretty much the nearest colors and just going over it. Now I will take eraser and just erase from the edges here where I went a little bit in, like so. So that looks much neater, and I will just fix a few things on the other side as well, which is here all right. And I'm really happy that here is alright because I have more detailed here. Okay, so just here and there, try to fix this branch or something showing from the back. Alright. And maybe I'll just remove this line here. Like so. Yeah, okay. I'll merge my layers. Okay, so next thing I want to do is duplicate my layer, and I will go to filter, liquify. Okay, in liquify, what I usually do in my portraits is I give volume to the hair when it's needed. So in this portraiture, I'll just bring the curls a little bit out like this, which will create a volume to the hair, and maybe a little bit here as well, like so. Like I don't go overboard too much, you know, using this tool, and also I try to be really careful not to stretch the face. So here as well for the flowers, I just want to shape them a bit differently, kinda. Maybe bring this a little bit up, like so. Open up this flower here, open up this one a little bit more, bring this one a bit down, like so. Okay, and for the dress I'm going to bring this area up. Like so. Okay. There we go. Maybe a little bit more upper. Okay. Just fix the arm back. Okay. So I just want to fix one more time this part of the hair here. So I'll just bring it probably a little bit like so. Yep, okay. Click OK. So this is before and this is after. Before, after. I'll merge my layers. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to eliminate these dark colors at the background, so I will create a new layer and I will go to filter, camera raw filter, and in camera raw filter I will go to shadows and just brighten them up and a little bit to blacks and do the same. For highlights I will go down, and for whites I'll go down to maybe a little bit more to highlights. Okay, click OK. So before and after. So now I have it brightened. So in this area here I actually will keep it a little bit darkened, so I'll go with my eraser tool and just keep this side darker, maybe here a little bit darker too. Okay, like so. Flatten my image. Next I want to go to brushes and choose sand brush. Lower my opacity to maybe 9 and just go at the back here. This will help my model to stand out. So like so. Just go here a little bit as well, like so. Flatten the image. Now I want to create some vignette around the photo, and I have the ready ones, so I'll try this one and also this one. Okay, so for the second one I will lower it a little bit and I'm going to erase it on top. So I'll change the color of my brush, increase the flow to 100%, and I will erase it just from the top only, and then I will go to this one and erase it from the top as well, because this is where the light comes and I want to keep that area up there light. So here is before and after. Flatten the image. Okay, I just want to do one more correction in Liquify. So I just want to bring the arm like so, and this just a little bit like this. This I'll stretch back. There. think like this is better. Yes. Okay. Now I want to light up the face a little bit, so I will go to dodge midtones and I'll leave it to 30%. I'll just go over the face just a little bit, and then I'll create a new layer and do the same to the curls, like so. I'm pretty much highlighting only certain parts, not all the hair, like so. I'll lower my opacity a little bit to maybe like 80%, and for the face I'll leave the way it is. Okay, next I would go to adjustments, curves, and I like to soften my shadows by lifting this point up like so, and this point down like so, and this point here a little bit up, but not too much. So this is before and after. Now I want to change the color of green, so you can do two ways. You can use selective color, or you can use camera raw filter in saturation and hue when you choose greens. So for this one I'll go to selective color, choose green, and I'll just see what type of tone for green I want to create. Something like that. I just want to keep this image kind of like in soft pastel colors, you know, with creamy, pinkish kind of tones, you know, peachy maybe tones, something that matches the makeup, the color of the dress, the head flower band, you know. So you can play here actually, you know, with the sliders until you achieve something that you're looking for. Maybe we'll go more to cooler tone, like so. Okay, so this is before and this is after. I'll merge my layers. Now I will go to camera raw, and I want to give a little bit more vignette to the image. You can do it here, you can just add vignette here, or sometimes I do it this way. I go to exposure and I just lower it to maybe -50. Click OK. Then take your razor, go all the way, oh sorry, go all the way in 100, which I'm already in. Enlarge the size of my brush and just select the model only here. Maybe go to 50 and do a little bit here on this side, like so. So before and after. Now you bring kind of all eyes on a model, more to her face and hands than to the bottom of the dress, and you know, arms and things like that. So the main focus is on her face now. So I'll go to layer, flatten the image. Okay, last but not least, sometimes I like to add some color toning to the images. You can do it manually, you know, using selective color or hue and saturation or other techniques that you know. For me, I have ready actions already for that. That is actually making my process quicker, and I already know the colors that they can bring me. So I will go and use my actions for this. And the one that I'm going to be using is going to be blue and orange color toning. You probably have seen me using it several times in my previous images, and actually this action is available for free for you guys to download it if you will follow the link to my blog on my website. Yes, and also some other brushes that I've used today in this video as well. You can download them for free. Okay, so I will click play, and it gave me this beautiful kind of like bluish purplish kind of tone. I really love it. I never go though fully in opacity for it, as it gives me here. I usually lower it to 40 or 50%. So for this image I would probably go to around 40, 48, maybe like so. 38, yep. Okay, flatten my image. Okay, now I want to bring a little bit of the light, some kind of sun ray. So again, I have it ready. So I have a ready action. If you want to do it manually, you can create a new layer, go to screen mode, grab your brush, and then choose the color that you would like. You can take something from the picture, for example. Maybe you can adjust it then and do manually, you know. You can do any light you want, lower the opacity, you know, change it in size, you know, and just place it wherever you want. Okay, so for me, I will go with the ready one, click play. So in this action or overlay, whatever you call it, you will have two lights from both directions, opposite directions. So for me, I will be using from right. Okay, and I will go like so, twist it maybe a little bit like that. And then I would go to opacity and change it to maybe 20, 22, twist it again, maybe bring it a bit closer. So I want to see now before and after. So this is before and after. I might bring it a little bit like that, but then take a brush, click on a mask here, change to black, lower my opacity maybe to 28, and just remove it a little bit from the face. Like I want it to be all the way behind here. I really like it, but at the same time I don't want to make it too much on a face, because I want to keep the face crispy and more closer to natural as it was before. So this is before and after. I might lower the opacity just slightly less, maybe like so. Okay, flatten the image. Okay. Now one of the last steps would be going to matching color, to luminance, and just bringing it up like so. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe that's this much. And for sharpening, what I usually do before I apply unsharp mask, I go to luminance and I add here around 17%. By the way, in this image I've used 85mm lens, which means this type of lens usually gives you really creamy, really soft type of images. So comparatively, for example, to 50mm one, it gives you really, really sharp images, you know. Yeah, so for this one, it's kind of like already really soft, really nice painting color kind of look images. But I still sometimes like to apply luminance, because what luminance does is that it gives you kind of like an oil painting look. But of course, if you go too much, it gives you like almost a painting, which we don't need that. Like me personally, I don't need that. So usually I go between 17 to 20, and it smoothes the hair really nicely, it smoothes the skin, you know, and it just looks really flattering on the images. So I will click OK for that. And now I will go to, I'll stay still in the same layer. I'll go to filter, sharpen. So I usually for sharpening use two techniques, which is unsharp mask, or you can go to other, high press. And in high press I usually go between 2.5 to 3 pixels and click OK. And then after that I use either hard light or vivid light, and it gives sharpness as well. For this particular image I will go back and go to filter, sharpen, unsharp mask. Okay, I'll just zoom in. For radius I usually stay between 2.0 to 2.5. Really rarely when I go beyond this number. So I'll leave this as it is. For amount, okay, I just want to see before and after. I might actually go to 110. Yes, click OK. Like so. And I'm just thinking to maybe add a little bit of the contrast to the image, just a tiny bit, like so. Just go back a little bit. There we go. So now we'll show you before and after. So this is before and after. So you can see that there's a change in the color toning, obviously, you know. So pretty much the idea that I wanted for this image, I achieved it in the end, this pastel kind of looking colors. Again, I will mention that if you're using any action for color toning that I provide for downloading for free, you have to keep in mind that it might look different on your pictures, because you have to take in consideration that the way you position a person that you take in photo of, where you position, the color at the background, the light, shadow, all of these matters when you edit the image, because you cannot just rely on editing in Photoshop and just take any images anyhow you want, because this is not how it works. It's all kind of like a complete circle type of process, if you can call it so, to give you an image in the end that you have in your head. And if you position the person right from the beginning, it will be easier for you to edit that image, and it will look much better, much more beautiful if all of those steps were considered from the beginning. So I wish you all the best when you edit your images by using some of the actions that I provide. Maybe I've taught you today something new, something that you will be able to apply in your images and achieve a close result as I have in my images. If you want to see where I position my models, how I photograph, you can check my backstage videos that I provide as well on my website and my YouTube channel. And yes, maybe it will give you some ideas, maybe it will teach you something. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Bye!